Good morning, class. This is your English teacher, Sir Sanjay. I'm here with yet another video explaining another poem called The Wonderful Words. Okay, so this poem will highlight the usage of words or the selection of words that we make in conversation in our daily life, or to be precise, the usage of words and their importance in our daily life. All right. So how this poem is going to stress upon usage of word in a fair manner is what we are going to read in this poem. Okay. So without any further delay, let's begin. Okay. This poem is going to be more about conversation skill. It will put stress upon conversation skill, just because this warm up session is good enough to explain what is lying ahead. Okay, what does it say? Imagine a world without language. Just imagine, see, we are conversing and rehearsing with each other. Just imagine there is this world where we are not able to communicate. See, just imagine you are at your home and you want to speak with your parents, but you are not able to speak. There is no language in the world. So how are you going to communicate with your parents? If you are hungry, how will you say? Now, some of you may think like, we will indicate using our hands and gestures. It will work, of course. It will work sometime, but doing using gestures and signs and signals for almost everything, or trying to communicate concrete thought in your mind is going to be an uphill task. All right, so language is quintessential. Use of words and expressionism is all about knowing a language, learning a language, and then speaking. Okay, all humans speak at least one language. See, everyone, we speak at least one language, isn't it? Now I'm speaking in English. All of us have our separate mother tongue. Some of us speak in Hindi, sorry, some of us speak in, of course, Hindi, some in Manipuri, and then some in Bengali, right? So we speak at least one language, is what the poet is willing to say here. The words we speak bring out our thoughts. See, what do you speak? When do you speak? You have to understand. You speak only when there is a thought in your mind. To express what is in your mind is when you speak. Okay. So you asked to read the following poems on words and its usage and the importance. So who wrote this poem? Let's find out. This poem is written by Mary O'Neill. Okay. So let's read. All right. If you remember, the question answer pertaining to this lesson have already been solved. I'm just rehearsing it because these two poems are quite wonderful and I thought you should have a deeper understanding of these poems. Okay, so see, what does it say? Never let a thought shrivel and die for want of a way to say it. Okay, you say, never let a thought, or for that matter, if you have a thought or thinking existing in your head, if you wish to convey something, express something, just find a way to express it. Do not let it die inside your head. Means, do not keep it within yourself. Try and express it. Okay. So, what does he say in the following line? For English is a wonderful game, and all of you can play it. So he is stressing upon the usage of English language. Okay, he says English is a wonderful game, of course, a language, and all of you can play it. So he says English language is nothing but it's like a wonderful game. If you know how to use some important word, you will have a great time in making conversation using English language. Okay, so what does he say in the following lines? Let's read and find. All that you do is match the words to the brightest thoughts in your head. So it's common for all language, isn't it? If you have a thought in your head, let's say you want to express something to your mother, or you have seen a beautiful scenery or a picture and you want to say something about it, all the writers suggest this. All you have to do is match the words to the brightest thought in your head. Okay, for that you got to develop that sort of thinking. Whatever is in your mind, try to match that thinking with the brightest. Brightest means best or the choicest words in your head. Okay, for that you got to develop vocabulary in English, isn't it? Means knowing new words and using them in the form of sentences. What you got to develop, right? So as we move ahead, what do we have? So that they come out clear and true. Okay, so why should you do this? So that you are able to express yourself in a clear, lucid manner. and handsomely groomed and fed, for many of the loveliest things have never been yet said. So, what does he say? Handsomely groomed and fed. If you groom someone, you train him very well in such a manner that he is able to adjust with rules, norms of society. Societal norms is what we say. Clear? So he says, handsomely groomed and fed means you cannot simply come up and speak language as you wish. For that, there are certain things you got to have grip over vocabulary. You got to learn them. That is why grooming means language learning is important. For that, grammar is what we keep doing, isn't it? Practicing speaking. Okay. For many of the loveliest things have never been said yet. So the writer is of the opinion that some of the best things have not been expressed yet. Maybe we will find a way to express them, is what the writer expresses here. Okay. So in the following stanza, what does he have to say? Words are the food and dress of thought. They give it its body and swing. And everyone's longing today to hear some fresh and beautiful thing. We said thought, abstract thinking. Okay. Words are nothing but food and dress of thought. If you have a thought in your mind and if you have great vocabulary to go with it, it's like fitting or giving a befitting cloth to that thought so that it is looked at and appreciated by almost everyone. Okay. He says that everyone wants to hear some of the wonderful words that have never been said yet. Of course, we have some of the greatest writers in English like William Shakespeare and some wonderful poets like, let's say, Alfred Lord Tennyson and then Robert Frost and all. They have expressed some very articulated poems, thoughts, and they have shared it with us. Yet the writer is of the opinion that some wonderful things have not been said yet, and he believes that we can do it if we groom ourselves. Groom means if we train ourselves with language and if we connect thoughts in our head with the words that we have learned and channelize them. Okay. Because he feels that everyone wants to hear some beautiful thing. Okay. But only words can free a thought from its prison behind your eyes. Okay. So words are liberating. Means if you use words in a proper manner, you can feel or have a sense of liberty, as if you are not bounded by earthly things, is what you will feel. Okay. Maybe your mind is holding now a marvelous new surprise. So the writer says that try to express yourself, try to develop this habit of writing. Who knows, in the pursuit of writing or in the practice or effort making of writing something, maybe who knows, you'll end up writing a masterpiece, something that will be appreciated by almost everyone. Okay, because people are willing to hear some of the greatest work that have ever been made. All right. It's a lovely poem. It's about expressionism. So try and speak. I also encourage you to speak almost all the time, isn't it? You should also try and develop that habit within yourself. Okay. So with this, we come to conclusion of this lesson also. It was wonderful to share this lesson with you all. Keep learning, keep working hard. Thank you, everyone.